Imagine it's the year 1900. Your family is dressed in its finest clothes, and you're riding the train to your vacation destination, Creal Springs, Illinois. This was truly the case at the turn of the 20th century, but let's go backwards a few years to see how this all came about. In the early 18th century, the first white man to enter the area was Philip Creal. A hut was built near a spring called Eau Mineral and became known as Sulphur Springs. The French blazed a trail between Kaskaskia and Fort Massac. Later, a trail from Golconda joined this trail southeast of Sulphur Springs. In the early days, many families bundled up their laundry and did the washing at Sulphur Springs, while others hauled water from Sulphur Springs and did their laundry at home. This is possibly because the spring water was soft, while the well water at home was too hard for easy laundering. The first American cabin at Sulphur Springs was built in 1822, post office established in 1846, and several merchants, 3 doctors, and a blacksmith did business there. The first owner of the land containing the springs was William S. Groves. He purchased the land in 1851 and owned it for about 17 years. In 1868, Jasper Creal purchased the land, and in 1873, his brother Edward G. Creal purchased the land from him. In 1880, a family of 8 traveling in a covered wagon camped south of Mr. Creal's cabin, and every member of that family had a severe case of malaria. The family all had been drinking from the cool spring water on the farm and amazingly began to get healthier and stronger every day. After a few months of drinking the spring water, the doctor pronounced them cured. Edward Creal realized the water had special qualities and took samples to the Cure Institute in Dwight, Illinois, and to Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri, to have it analyzed. The reports indicated that the waters were higher than any springs in the United States, if not the world, in content of minerals used in medicines. Creal then platted a town site and sold lots. In 1883, Dr. Curtis Brown left his practice in Heron's Prairie and built the first health resort at Creal Springs. That same year, Creal Springs was incorporated and became a city in 1892. Within 4 years after Edward Creal and Dr. Curtis Brown had begun to exploit Creal's Springs for their curative properties, several hundred health seekers had visited the place. As Creal Springs prospered, Sulphur Springs faded, and the doctors moved to the more popular location, followed shortly by the merchants. On February 8, 1883, the post office was transferred and the name changed to Creal Springs. I hope you've enjoyed this video about the founding of Creal Springs, Illinois. I know if you're like me, you're like, wow, that is amazing. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We got so much more Creal Springs history to show you. And if you're enjoying this, like, subscribe, leave me a comment, and we'll get back with another episode of Creal Springs, Illinois history.